Next up, we will go on to Speaker Pro Tem Kennedy's Bill 5202. So that would you may go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. This particular piece of legislation, 5202, deals with claims adjusters, and it authorizes the Department of Insurance within the Department of Business Regulation in lieu of passing a state licensing exam to recognize the competence of an applicant for an insurance claims adjuster's license through an out-of-state proctored examination. As everyone knows, with the issues that we've had with COVID-19, being able to gather a whole group of people who need to take this exam in a single room is difficult, if not impossible to do. A number of other states had the same issue come up. Amongst those were Alabama, Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Mississippi, and Texas, and they all have moved forward with making the necessary change in order to allow for this national exam. With that, that's the extent of my testimony, and I do believe Brian Jordan will be called in to speak on behalf of his client on this.
We do have Brian Jordan here today. Are there any questions for Speaker Pro Tem Kennedy? Seeing none, thank you. We will now hear from Brian Jordan. Brian, you are now on the line. You may proceed.
Very good. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Very good. Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. This is Brian Jordan on behalf of the Claims and Litigation Management Alliance, or CLM Alliance. Just quickly as background, the CLM Alliance is essentially a clearinghouse, if you will, of information and education and support for insurance and claims professionals, risk and litigation managers, corporate counsel, outside counsel, and third-party vendors, most of whom are involved in the business of insurance. So I'll be brief, but before I begin, I just want to thank Speaker Pro Tem Kennedy and Chairman Azzanaro for introducing this bill on behalf of the CLM. I also want to thank Beth Swire and Rachel Chester of the DBR for their input and for working with us. This bill's pretty simple and straightforward. Right now, the licensing and certification process for insurance adjusters is pretty much different from state to state. Many adjusters handle claims in multiple states and need to maintain multiple licenses, meet different educational or certification criteria, and track different renewal criteria for each license. My client, the CLM Alliance, offers what is called the Universal Claims Certification, or UCC, which involves completing a 40-hour pre-certification online education program and then successfully passing an exam. If you pass the exam, the UCC is valid for 2 years. It's not a license. Individuals must still obtain licenses directly with each state requiring licensure. However, the UCC is a certification that the holder has completed the educational requirements to hold a license in those states that recognize the UCC. Right now, the UCC is approved in 8 states: Alabama, Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Mississippi, and Texas. So basically, if Rhode Island passes this bill, an individual who is an insurance adjuster in one of these 8 states who also holds the UCC certification could serve as an insurance adjuster in Rhode Island after applying for an adjuster license with the DBR. Similarly, an individual who holds this certification in Rhode Island could serve as an adjuster in one of these 8 states. So that's the gist of the bill in a nutshell. I would like to propose one amendment, though, if the committee seeks to pass this bill. In speaking with Beth Dwyer at the DBR would like to change the effective date of the bill from upon passage to January 1st, 2022, to give them time to set up for the new process. So we're certainly fine with that, but that's it.
Great, thank you, Brian. Are there any questions for the witness? Seeing none, thank you. We did receive written testimony and support from the APCIA and Frank O'Brien. And that concludes the hearing on House Bill 5202. Representative Shallcross Smith, would you like to be marked as present and your votes recorded in the affirmative?
Yes, please. Thank you.
So ordered.